All right. We are going to be covering outfield to infield plays. These are plays that are coming from the outfield. Generally, you'll hear players yell cut 2, cut 3, cut 4. We'll cover each one of those scenarios. You'll hear double cuts, sometimes referred to certain scenarios, relays, trailers, cutoffs. We'll go through each one of those terms. So we will start off covering all the scenarios where there's no runners on base. These are usually a little bit simpler, so we'll start with them. And all the plays are when the ball is hit to the outfield. So first we'll start with the balls that are hit to the right field and nobody on base. We'll start off in this area here that's shaded. We'll cover all of the scenarios that happen if the ball gets past the outfielders. And first we'll start with what happens before, if the right fielder can stop the ball. And so you'll hear players, this should be either the catcher, the shortstop, the center fielder, but really anybody on the field who wants to take a leadership role should be yelling out before the pitch what the scenario is. There's nobody on base. Infield plays to first. That's where they should be trying to make the play. Outfield cut 2. Now, you always know what the cut is going to be before the pitch is thrown because you want to go 2 bases ahead of where the lead runner is. And in this scenario, the lead runner is the batter. There's nobody on base. So the second base, which is cut 2, is 2 bases ahead of the runner. So if the ball is hit into the outfield, unless it's in like shallow right field, you want to get the ball as fast as possible to second base in this scenario because you can't make that play at first. And you want to stop that runner from getting to second, or if they are trying to get to second base and try to get a double, you want to get them out. So that's why it's cut 2, letting everybody know that they want to get that ball to second base as fast as possible. So first thing we'll do, we'll send this ball out to right field. The right fielder stops the ball. Center field is going to be the backup. And now second base, you want to line yourself up as the cutoff. When I say line yourself up, you want to be in line with where the outfielder is throwing the ball and get yourself in between where they're throwing the ball and second base. It's your job as a cutoff to make sure you're lined up in that area of the throw. They are throwing the ball to second base. You need to be in the way to be the cutoff and catch it if possible. Outfielders, you need to throw it so that if your cutoff needs to catch it, it's not too high over their head. It's not off to the side or at their feet. You want to give them a really good throw so that they can cut it off if necessary. So now we got the shortstop is going to be covering second. First base is going to cover first in case there's a play there. Pitcher, you are backing up. Left field, also backing up. And you can see that there's a line here. So if that ball does get past the shortstop at second, the pitcher needs to be in a spot not too close to second base where they're also going to miss the ball, but backed up enough so that if they get the ball, if the ball does get missed by shortstop, they can get the ball and stop the play. Third base, cover third. You never know if there's a play there, so you got to move there. And the catcher should always be moving up as well. So let's have the runner run. Ball comes in. Now before that cutoff catches the ball, it is the job of the player who is on the base that the ball is going to let that cutoff know what to do. And you'll hear things like 2-2-2. That's telling the cutoff to catch the ball and turn around and throw it to second. That means that there's probably a runner that is heading towards second. And so the play needs to happen. You need to catch that ball, turn around, and throw it to second base. You could hear things like 3-3-3, probably unlikely in this scenario, but what that's doing is it's letting that cutoff know that when they catch the ball, they need to throw it all the way to third base. So behind them, something might be happening that's causing that shortstop to think that the cutoff should not throw it to second and instead should throw it to third. You could have 4-4-4, same thing. It's just throw it home instead of throwing it to second or the third. If you hear cut, eat it, that means they should catch the ball. The cutoff should be catching the ball and not throwing it anywhere. Likely in this scenario, the shortstop sees that the runner is on first. They're not attempting to go to second base. We don't want to be throwing the ball if we don't need to be throwing it. We don't want to make errors if we don't have to. So in this scenario, the shortstop sees that there's no play to be made and is letting that cutoff know to catch that ball and to not do anything with it. Walk it in. Run in, give it to the pitcher. Let's start the next pitch. If that person on the base doesn't say anything, you're letting the cutoff know to just let the ball go. Okay? So as a cutoff, if you don't hear anything and that ball is being thrown on target, let the ball go through. It might mean that if you catch it and try to turn around and throw it, you're not going to make the play. It probably means that the ball is on target, that shortstop thinks that they can catch it and make a play. So as a cutoff, do not catch this ball if you don't hear anything. Now, if the ball is off, if you know you're in a perfect line and that right fielder threw the ball 3-4 feet to your left or right, you know that by the time it makes it to second, it's going to be 10-20 feet offline. So in those scenarios, even if you don't hear anything, still catch and cut off that ball. Okay, next play. So this will be if it gets past that right fielder. So this could be a bomb that's hit over that right fielder's head. It could be, a ball that's just mishandled by the right fielder and it gets past them. Really, anytime you see the outfield turn around so that the infielder can see the back of their jersey, that's when these scenarios start to happen. And so here, I'll show you what happens. Again, before the pitch is made, nobody knows where the ball is going to be hit. So you have someone on this team still yell, infield plays the first, outfield cut 2. Ball gets hit, gets past the right fielder. Now, again, now you know it's not cut 2 anymore. So this is what happens when it gets deep into that outfield. There's no play at first base anytime it's hit into the outfield unless it's shallow. Now, because it's out that far, there's no play at second. So there's no point in throwing this ball into second base. You're not going to make a play there. So instead, we want to get ahead of that base runner and cut 3 is what you'll be calling. So now, instead of it being cut 2, gets past the outfielders, someone on this team needs to yell cut 3. Again, catcher, shortstop, center fielder, literally anybody on this field who sees that this happens. Right fielder goes to get the ball. Center fielder is being the backup. Now, in this scenario instead of the second baseman just being the cutoff, they're what's called a relay. It looks kind of the same, but it's a little different. The shortstop is going to pull off of second base and get themselves to follow the relay. They're acting as a backup, in a sense, to the relay. If that throw comes into the relay and it's over their head or it's by their feet, the shortstop, being the trailer, should be like 10 to 15 feet behind the second baseman, still in line with that throw that is coming in to second, or now coming into third, so that they can turn around and throw it. Now, the difference why they're not a cutoff, and now they're being called a relay and a trailer, is because they're going to get the ball and turn around and throw it to third base, no matter what. The ball is so far out into that outfield, and that when they catch it, the runners, if they're good runners and they're well coached, should continue to be running the bases at this point. So in this situation, if the ball gets hit out into right field, you know that they're trying to turn this into a triple. So there's no reason to be a cutoff and catch the ball and have to have someone decide, whether or not you should eat it, whether or not you should not catch it. You need to turn around and fire this to third base as fast as possible. So third base needs to cover third. You got left field needs to come in here and act as a backup to third. So at first they were starting to come in as if they were a backup to cut 2, but because it got past the right fielder, they now have to shift over and start to back up third. Same with the pitcher. They go in to be the backup for second, realize this is a cut 3, and need to run behind third base as a backup. Catcher needs to come up, cover home plate. First base. Now, if you notice that as the runner was running, they need to sort of tail and follow that runner because they are now in charge of second base, but they're also now the cutoff. And you can see that there is a big line here. That ball is going to come in from the outfield, be hit by the relay. If the ball from the outfield is a bad throw and the trailer needs to catch it, then the trailer becomes the relay and is then going to try to throw it into third base. Now, that first baseman now is the cutoff. So before this ball reaches them, it is now the job of the third baseman, being the person on the base that the ball is heading towards. They have to be yelling to that cutoff to let them know. So 3, 3, 3, 3. That means catch the ball, turn around and fire to third. There's a play that needs to happen, but you got to catch this ball, turn around and throw it to third base. You might, again, hear them yell 4, 4, 4. Maybe the base runners are really fast and they're trying to run all the way home. This cutoff needs to stop the play going to third. It doesn't make sense. The play has already missed that third and needs to throw it home to the catcher. Again, third baseman might yell, cut it, eat it. Maybe that guy is on second base and they're going to not attempt to run to third. No reason for that cutoff to throw the ball anywhere. So third baseman over there is telling the first baseman as the cutoff to just catch it, eat it, don't let the play happen anymore. We've got to end this play where it is right now. If that relay and trailer makes a really good throw and there needs to be a play at third and that ball is coming in completely straight on line, then let that ball through. The cutoff should not catch this. The cutoff should let this ball skip, let the third baseman catch it, and make the play. All right. So now we are going to have a very, very similar play. But this one is going to be in this real off to the side right field area. This is a ball that gets hit right up the right-hand field. The reason why this is a little bit different is because that first baseman might have been trying to make a play for it. They might have already been pulled off of first base. It feels more natural to have them come out and be the cutoff. So again, before the ball is played, plays the first, outfield cut 2, ball gets hit into this area, right? Someone on this team needs to yell cut 3. Again, shortstop, center fielder, catcher, literally anybody on this field should be yelling cut 3 when this happens. Right fielder goes to get the ball. Center fielder is going to try their best to get over there. Second baseman is going to run to be the cutoff or the relay. Again, it could be the first baseman that gets out there first, and then they're the relay. In this scenario here, the second baseman was faster. First baseman then is going to become the trailer. Again, if the first baseman is faster, happens to be pulled off and is running for it, then they can become the relay, and then the second baseman becomes a trailer. First baseman and second baseman should be communicating on this. Second baseman is heading towards second because they know that this is a cut 2 play, but now it's over the head of the right fielder, so they know it's cut 3. They're getting they're getting into a position where they're now the cutoff. Again, everybody's just lining up here. Third baseman's going to cover third. Left fielder goes over to be a backup. Pitcher, same thing. I got to get back here. You're the backup in case that ball comes through. Get as far back as possible. Get against the fence if you have to. So the catcher is going to step up in case there's a play at home that needs to be made. This runner comes around. Again, everybody's lined up. That ball comes in. Relay is just going to turn around and fire this thing to third. Before it gets to third, before it even gets close to the cutoff, third baseman needs to be yelling 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4. Cut it, eat it. Again, covered all these. Every single time. Or just let it go through if that's a good throw and there's a play to be made. All right. Now that was right field. Now center field, again, you'll start to see the pattern that emerges as we go through all these scenarios. This is going to be center field right around this area. It hasn't gotten past the center fielder. So again, before the pitch is made, someone should be yelling, infield plays to first, outfield cut 2. We'll send this ball out there. Center fielder gets it maybe on a skip, on a hop. Now both of these fielders are running to be the backup because it is not hit to them, but it's hit to the person next to them. So now we have left field and right field both heading to back up the center fielder. Second base is going to cover second base in this scenario, and we are pulling shortstop out to the outfield to be the cutoff. Sometimes second base will be the one who's the cutoff. It really is up to either the shortstop or the second baseman. Sometimes teams can get fancy and have other reasons why one becomes a cutoff, one becomes covering the base. Either way, on this team, what we're going to do is just keep it simple. If it's right up the middle, it's not to the left, it's not to the right. We're just going to have the shortstop be the one that goes out there. If it's to the right, it's going to be the second baseman. If it's a little bit to the left, we're going to have it the shortstop. And if it's right up in the middle, we're going to have it the shortstop as well. Again, communication. Second baseman and shortstop, if you're unsure, you guys should be talking to each other. So first baseman covers first. Pitcher, again, you're back up, so move up a little bit. Give yourself some room in case that second baseman misses it, that you don't miss it as well. But you should be in a spot where you're lined up for that ball. Third baseman covers third. Catcher comes up. Runner comes around. Throw is cut off by the shortstop. But again, it is now the second baseman who's on the base that the ball is coming to needs to let that shortstop know what to do. 2-2-2-2. 3-3-3-3. 4-4-4. Cut it. Eat it. Again, we don't throw the ball if we don't have to. That runner is standing on first base. Let the cutoff know to just catch the ball and end the play. If it's a good throw, let it go through. If there's a play. If there's no play, the cutoff should be cutting us off. All right. Same thing. Now we're going to this area of the field. This is a bomb center field out by the fence past the center fielder. Again, before the pitch is made, you don't know where the ball's going. So infield plays to first, outfield cut 2. But this hitter hits the ball way out there. Someone on this team yells cut 3. Outfielders go to back it up. Shortstop. Now it's cut 3, so you got to line yourself up with third base. In this scenario, you're going to act as a relay and a cutoff. It's not as far as that throw that was over in right field, but it is a little bit further, so you need to get out into the field. And again, we want to back up the relay with a trailer cutoff. So they will also, if they're the ones that catches it, also act as a cutoff. Third baseman covers third. Pitcher's going to get around, line themselves up again, and be that backup. Catcher stands up. Now first baseman, there's no play at first, so you got to cover second. Again, if that third baseman yells cut, it might be heading to second base if they say 2-2-2-2. So we need someone to cover it. So first baseman, your job to get off that first base area and go cover second. Center fielder goes to get the ball, throws it in. Before they catch it, they have to know what they're doing with it. So third baseman's roll. 3-3-3-3. 2-2-2-2. If it's going through, let it go through. Cut. Eat it. Again, don't throw the ball if you don't have to. Stop that play if there is no play to be made. Now, let's give the scenario where all of a sudden, the ball was hit. Maybe it got stuck out in the outfield. It bounced around, whatever. And now this guy's going for an inside the park home run. When that third baseman yells 4-4-4-4, that first baseman should not just be standing on second base. All right, the runner has already gotten past third. They're now signaling to the cutoffs that they need to throw it home. Okay, so that first baseman needs to come off of that second base, line themselves up with where that relay cutoff person is, so that they can act as the cutoff to home. Pitcher Don't stay over at third if this thing's heading home now. If the play is to home, you got to run down to home plate so that you can back up that throw. All right, so now we're going to cover basically the same stuff, but this is over in the left field. I hope we're starting to see some trends here. So now we're going to do the plays that happen if it's stopped by the outfield over in left field. So before the pitch is made, nobody's on base. Infield plays the first, outfield cut two. We'll send that ball out into the outfield. Left fielder goes to get it. Center fielder is running over to be that backup. Second base covers second. Shortstop's going to be the cutoff. Right fielder, perfect spot, because if that ball comes in and is missed by the second baseman, they want to be in a position where they can back it up. So shortstop is the cutoff. Ball is coming in this direction. Everybody should be lined up. First baseman covers first. Pitcher, again, your backup. Also, you want to be in that line. Third base covers third. Catcher comes up. Now as the runner comes in, ball comes in. I hope you see the pattern now. Second base needs to be yelling. 2-2-2-2. 3-3-3-3. 4-4-4-4. Letting that cutoff know what to do. Cut it, eat it. I love this one. If there is no play to be made, make that cutoff catch the ball and walk it in. No reason for throws to be happening if it's not necessary. And if there is a play to be made and it's not going to be done in time and that ball is coming in perfectly, let that shortstop know not to catch it. Don't say a thing. Let that ball come through. Okay, now, again, same scenario. Left field is where this ball is going to be heading, but we're going to have it go in this area here, past the left fielder. So originally, before it's pitched, infield plays the first, outfield cut two, catcher, shortstop, center field. Literally anybody on the field should be yelling this out. Let your teammates know what's happening, where they should be throwing and thinking that this ball needs to go before it's pitched. Now let's throw this ball out here. It gets past the left fielder. It was cut two, but now it's out in the outfield. There's zero chance you're going to make a play at second base if that ball gets past that left fielder. So these guys head out to go get that ball. Shortstop's going to run, line themselves up at third. Again, this is a throw to third, so it's not that far. So there's going to be a relay and a cutoff at the same time. Second baseman. Now you're going to come over and be the trailer. I had a little dance over it at second because you never know if the ball is going to get kicked off of a fence somewhere out in there. So you don't want to give up second base just yet. It might get a favorable bounce or something. So hang out there. If you see that it is going to need a trailer cutoff, then go head out and line yourself up to be the trailer cutoff. Third baseman cover third. Pitcher, yep. So it was going to be a cut two. So we had them start to head to second. Gets past that left fielder, and they now have to run over and become a backup over by third. Catcher's got to cover the home plate. Again, that first baseman needs to follow the runner and cover second base. Okay? You never know if there's a play to be made here. Now, the right field is not going to stay out there. They need to position themselves in this area here, and I'll show you the reasoning why. They're a backup, but you don't know yet exactly where that ball might be coming from. So as that ball comes in, again, third baseman's job is to let that cutoff know where to throw it. If they yell 2-2-2-2-2, the right fielder needs to be in a position where if that first baseman misses it, that they're going to back it up in that spot where that arrow is going. Okay? But maybe the play is going to be to third, and they're going to get the runner in a pickle. And maybe the third baseman's going to catch the ball, chase the guy back to second, and make a throw to get him out. So now the right fielder needs to be over by that arrow. So right fielder, position yourselves in a position where you can run to either one of those positions to be a backup based off of the scenario of what's happening. So again, third baseman could yell 3-3-3, maybe 4-4-4. Maybe the play is happening at home, and one of these relay cutoffs needs to throw it all the way home to make that play. Again, cut it, eat it if there's no play. All right, so runners on first with a ball to outfield. So now we just covered all of the scenarios that happen when there's nobody on base. Now we're going to cover what happens when there's a runner on base. So we'll start again. We'll go through that whole scenario again, but this time with a runner on first. So we're going to go into this area here where the right fielder is going to field it and not let it get past them, or at least not get past them too much. Now, there's a runner on first base. So the infield's play is to second base. If they get the ball, you want to get the lead runner out. So play is to second. We're going to yell outfield cut 3. That's to third base because we want to get that lead runner out at third. If it goes into the outfield, there's no play at second for that lead runner. We want to be aggressive. We want to go after him now at third base. So let's send that ball out to the right fielder. Center fielder goes as backup. This is the play to third, so that left fielder knew they need to run down to that spot. It's quite a run so that they're lined up with third. Second base, your cutoff, okay? This is not a deep ball way out into the outfield. So position yourselves in a spot where you're lined up with third, but you don't necessarily have to go out into the outfield. Maybe younger players, single A, double A, maybe triple A, depending on who's out in your outfield. You might have to go out into the outfield to catch those balls. But as we get into majors, middle school, definitely in high school, guys have arms out there. So don't have to position yourself too far out in the outfield. Get yourself in a nice spot right there. Now, shortstop's going to cover second base in this scenario in case maybe the play is there. First base, you cover first. Pitcher's going to get back here as far as they can to be the backup for that throw to third as well. So line yourselves up so that you can make that play. Graphics a little off, but that's okay. All right, and this catcher, I don't know where he was. All right, graphics are off, but we'll keep going. All right, so these runners run, and before this ball gets to that cutoff, again, third baseman's got to yell 2-2-2-2. Means the cutoff's gonna catch it, toss that right quickly over to second base, make that out. The ball is, there's a play to third, catch it, turn around, fire that to third. 4, that means catch it, throw it home. Cut it, eat it if there's no play, or let that go through. If you catch it and turn around and throw it, it's not going to be in time. So sometimes if it's a really good throw, third baseman, don't say a thing. Let that ball come through. All right, same scenario here, but now it gets past the right fielder. So you would say infield plays to second, outfield cut 3. Pitch happens, ball gets hit past that right fielder. Someone on this team yell cut 4, okay? Again, it was cut 3 because the first baseman likely was going to be running to third, and you could have made a play if the outfielders caught the ball. But because it got past them, now there's no chance for that. So you got to go 3 bases ahead, which is now home plate. So somebody's got to yell cut 4. The outfielders are running for the ball over there. They're throwing this home. So the second baseman thought for a second it was cut 3, realized it gets past the right fielder. Got to get yourself out there to be that relay. Shortstop, go chase that as well to be the relay or the trailer. Now, any throw that is cut 4, we want either the first baseman or the third baseman to be the cutoffs, depending on where it is on the field. Now, if it's up the middle or anything to the right, we're going to have the first baseman be the cutoff. Catcher, you got to get to the home plate. Pitcher, you want to go back and be that backup. Third base, cover third. Base runners are running around. Ball comes in, goes to the relay, then to the trailer. Right before it gets to that cutoff, catcher needs to be yelling 3-3-3-3. Maybe they're going to throw it to third, all right? It's a dangerous throw over there because there's nobody backing up, right? That's why this left fielder needs to come over. So make sure he's in there. So now that he's there, there's confidence. That catcher yells 3-3-3-3. First baseman's going to catch that throw from the relay, fire that over to third, make that play. Now, if that does happen, the shortstop needs to start coming back and play second. Maybe you catch him in a pickle between third and second. So center fielder needs to come up and be that backup, right? Always thinking, what's the play? You should never, while you're out on this field, be standing still. So once throws are made, position yourself in the next likely scenario where you can be a backup or cover a base. Catcher could be yelling 4-4-4-4-4. Cut it, eat it. Again, all these scenarios, every time there's a ball coming in from the outfield, somebody that's covering that base that the ball is coming to needs to be letting those cutoffs know what to do. All right, so now this is runner on first. Ball is hit behind the right fielder. But this is, again, in that little corner back there. Now, this is the furthest throw in this field. So what we do a little bit different here is we're going to send that first baseman out there. Maybe there was a play where they were chasing after it. This happens sometimes. That's why we separate this little corner from the rest of the plays. Ball gets past the right fielder. Someone's got to yell cut 4, let everybody know that the play is now at home. That first baseman is running out there. Now they're the relay. Now the second baseman we're going to have as the trailer. Now because this scenario is so rare, it does happen though. The play is going to be at home. The shortstop's actually going to run all the way in and be the cutoff in this scenario. This is an exception scenario. Again, communicate as these things happen so that everybody knows where to be. Ball's on a come in, catcher's coming up. Pitcher's got to position themselves as the backup. Third, cover third. Left field, position yourself here just in case that cutoff gets the 3-3-3 call from the catcher and is going to throw it over to third. So these guys are running. Ball comes into the relay. Relay turns around, throws it to their cutoff. Catcher yells 3-3-3-3-3. That means it's going to go to the third. 4-4-4, catch it, turn around, fire it home. Cut it, eat it. There's no play. Just catch it. Don't do a thing. Don't say anything if you want that ball to come through because there is a play. Okay, same scenario. Now the ball is going to get hit to center field. Man on first. Someone needs to yell. Infield plays to second. Outfield cut 3. Let everybody know what's happening. So we'll put that ball out to center field. It does not get past the center fielder. Left and right fielder are both heading to where the ball is going as a backup. Play is cut 3, as was said even before the pitch happened. So the shortstop knows to be the cutoff. And they need to line themselves up between that ball where it's going to be thrown and third base. Third base covers third. Pitcher, you're the backup. Get in that position so that you can back up that ball. Second base is going to cover second in case the play is to second. First covers first. Again, here comes that ball. Everybody over there is in a line. Pitcher's backing up. Runners start running. Ball comes in before it reaches that cutoff. It is up to the job of the person who's at the base, covering the base where that ball is heading, to let the cutoff know what to do. Center fielder, after they throw it, is going to run down to second in case there's a pickle or there's a cutoff or a throw to second base. Again, once that ball is thrown, you need to figure out what you're doing. Third baseman is still yelling 3-3-3-3-3 or 4-4-4-4-4, letting that cutoff know what to do. Cut it, eat it. If there is no play, that shortstop being the cutoff needs to catch that ball and stop that play. Don't say anything if you want that ball to get all the way through. All right, so now what happens if that ball gets hit behind center field? Yell infield plays the second, outfield cut 3. Ball gets hit past the center fielder. Someone on the team yells cut 4. Now we know the play is to home. The left and the right fielder are heading to be the backup. Shortstops position themselves right in line with that home plate. They are the relay. They know they need to catch it, turn around, and fire it home as fast as possible. Second baseman is now the trailer. If it's not a good throw to the relay, whether it's over their head or it's going to be a bounce off the ground right in front of shortstop, and it's not going to be a clean catch, trailer needs to position themselves in a position 10 to 15 feet behind that relay so that they can catch that ball cleanly, turn around, and fire that ball home. First base, you are the cutoff. That ball comes from the relay. It is your job to cut that ball off if necessary. Catcher is going to be the one letting that cutoff know. Pitcher needs to get behind home plate. Be that backup. Third base, cover third in case there's a play. Now, as that ball comes into the relay, they're going to turn around and fire that home no matter what. Cutoff needs to be in a position where they're in line so that they can catch it based off of what the catcher is saying. The ball is coming to the catcher, so they're the ones responsible for letting the cutoff know what to do. They're going to yell 3-3-3-3-3. Let them know maybe they need to throw it to third. It's a dangerous throw over there because there is no backup. Everybody is already in positions. So most likely that would be an eat it. But maybe you have good faith in your first baseman throwing a nice throw to your third baseman. You have good faith in your third baseman. Maybe the play is close. The game is close. It's the sixth inning. You need that play. Let them know 3-3-3-3-3. 2-2-2-2-2 if the play is to 2 for some reason. Cut it, eat it. If you just want to end that play again. 4-4-4 if you want them to cut it off, turn around, and throw it home as hard as possible. Okay, ball hit to left field, runner on first. So now the ball is hit over to left field. Infield plays to second. If it's in the infield, outfield cut 3. Again, third base being 2 bases ahead of that lead runner that's over at first. Ball hit to left field. Left fielder gets it. Center fielder is going to be the backup. We want the second baseman to go to second. Shortstop's going to be the cutoff. Line themselves up at third base. Third base covers the bag. Pitcher gets themselves in a backup position. Ball's going to be coming in, so you want to be in line with that line. Catcher cover home. First base cover first in case there's a play there. Now, as these base runners are running, before it reaches the cutoff, that third baseman, because that ball is heading to them, needs to tell that cutoff what to do. You could yell 2-2-2-2-2. Remember, they're throwing it to second. That right fielder needs to come in. Make sure that they're the backup. So no one's standing around. Get in and be the backup. 3-3-3. Catch it. Turn around and throw to third. Gotta be yelling, communicating. 4-4-4. Let them know that now the play is to home. So they gotta throw it home. Cut it. Eat it. Stop that play from happening. Catch that ball. Cut off. And just hold it. Let it through. That runner's coming in and shortstop can't stop that ball and turn around and throw it in time. That third baseman thinks that ball is being thrown well. Let that ball come through. They'll field it, catch it, and make that play. Okay, runner on first. Ball hit behind the left fielder. Same scenario, but now it gets past that left fielder. So before the pitch is played, before the pitch is thrown, infield plays to second, outfield cut 3. That ball gets sent over into left field behind the left fielder. Someone on his team yells cut 4, right? Play was cut 3, but now it's past those outfielders. So now it's cut 4. Let's get them at home. They run, go get the ball. They're going to be throwing it home. Shortstop, run out. You're the relay. Second base, get out there. You're the trailer. Third base, you are now the cutoff. Again, any throw home, we want the first baseman or the third baseman to be the cutoff on these throws. Position yourself perfectly. Pitcher, get yourself back there to be the backup. This ball is going to come in. Relay is just going to catch it, turn around, and throw it in before it reaches that cutoff. Right fielder, again, you're going to be backup in case there's a play over there. Catcher needs a yell, 2-2-2-2-2. Let them know that maybe the play is to second base, 3-3-3-3-3. Just step on that bag. 4-4-4, turn around and fire it home. Cut it, eat it, catch that ball. Don't let it come through. Stop the play. If there is a play at the home plate, and if you cut it off and it's going to be too slow to turn around, then just don't say anything. Let that ball come through. Now we're going to cover some scenarios when there's a guy on second. Now, I'm going to cover what happens if the outfielders field the ball. Again, if the ball gets past the outfielders in all these scenarios, you're going to jump one base ahead. But because we have a guy on second, they're going to score no matter what. So I'm not going to be covering any of the scenarios that happens here if the ball gets past the outfielders, because it's the same scenarios that we covered when there was a guy on first. You're going to go up 3 bases from the guy on first, which in this scenario, if it gets past any outfielders, you know it's going to be cut 4 so that we can get the guy that's currently on first out at home. Guy on second already scored. It's the benefits of hitting a bomb out into the outfield. So this scenario we'll quickly go through is if the ball gets hit to right field before the pitch is made, plays to third. If it's hit in the infield, outfield cut 4. Again, 2 bases ahead of that lead runner. This is home. We're going to go for it. Get that lead runner out before he scores. Ball goes out into the outfield. Right field's going to field it. Center field's going to back him up. They're going to be throwing it home. Again, any cut 4 play, it's the first baseman or the third baseman who's going to be the cutoff in these throws. Anything right up the middle into center field or to the right is going to be the first baseman. That is the cutoff. Second baseman, cover first. If there's a play to be made at first, you need to run over there. Maybe there's a pickle. We want somebody covering that first base to make that play. Pitcher, get behind that catcher to be the backup. Make sure you're in line with that throw. Third base, cover third. Left field, come in, back up in case there's a play, a throw to third. We need someone over there to stop that ball before it reaches the cutoff. As these guys are running, got to yell 2-2-2 if the play is to second. It's the catcher's job to yell 3-3-3 if that cutoff needs to throw it over to third, or 4-4-4. They need to throw it, catch it, throw it home, cut it, eat it if there's no play. And if you want that ball to carry in because the play is going to be close, let that ball go through. Don't say a thing, and that ball will come through. Okay, same scenario. Guy on first and second. Play is going to be to center field. Before the pitch is made, infield plays the third. Outfield cut 4. Ball is hit out to center field. They're going to be throwing it home. First base, you are the cutoff. Get yourself in the right position. Catcher comes up. Pitcher, you're going to be backing up home plate. First base is going to be covered by the second baseman in case there's a play there. Third, you're going to cover third. Shortstop, you're kind of in line here, but you are not involved in this play. Let that ball go through. Your job is in case the cutoff needs to throw it to second, that you're in a position to cover second. As the runners go, it's going to be the catcher's job to yell 2-2-2, 3-3-3, 4-4-4 as that ball before it gets to that cutoff. Cut, eat it if there's no play. That play is coming through, let that ball carry through. All right, so the ball now hit to left field. I hope we're starting to see the pattern in all of this. Runner on first and second. Before that ball is pitched, infield plays the third, outfield cut 4. Ball is hit to left field. Left fielder fields the ball. Center fielder is going to make the play. They're throwing it home. Remember, if this ball gets past the outfielders, you know that guy on second is already going to score. So don't worry about them. We now have to worry about the guy that's currently on first, who will be trying to score. So it will still be a cut 4, but we'll do the relays and the trailers that we covered in the scenarios when there was just a guy on first. Third baseman, you're the cutoff. Again, when it's a throw to home, when it's cut 4, the third baseman or the first baseman are the cutoffs. They need to position themselves in a position to catch that ball and be the cutoff if necessary. Shortstop, you're covering third. Second, you're covering second. Right field, get yourself in this position in case there's backing up to do for whether that's a cutoff throw to second base. First baseman covers first. Catcher, come up, get the play. Pitcher, back that catcher up. Ball comes in before it reaches the cutoff. Yell 2-2-2-2-2. This is the catcher's job. It's the ball is heading to the catcher. They need to let that cutoff know what to do. 3-3-3, catch it. Cut that ball off, throw it to third. 4-4-4, catch it. Turn around, throw it home. There's a play to be made. Cut it, eat it. There's no play to be made. Cutoff should be stopping that play. Catch that ball, stop that play. If there is a play at home and that cutoff should not catch it, the ball's coming in perfectly, don't say a thing. Let that ball carry, skip, let the catcher catch it faster than the relay would if they caught it and turned it around. And that is it. That is all of the plays that exist if the ball heads out to the outfield. Hope you enjoyed it.